Okay guys, so you want to know a little bit more about analytics or Google Analytics. Well, when you got a website and you want to rank it, who's the best person to find out all the answers from? Google. You'll hear, if you like, sort of read lots of different bits on SEO and all sorts of stuff like that. Lots of people slag Google off and they say Google's your enemy and Google's all this. To me, Google's my friend. Google will tell me whatever I need to know about how to rank. Yeah, because all I've got to do is type a search in and I will find the answers. The other thing is, with Google Analytics and also Search Console, which used to be called Webmaster Tools, so I might use them words interchangeably if I forget. I'll try and keep using Search Console because that is what it's called now, but it used to be called Webmaster Tools. So sometimes my brain doesn't function that good and I'll click back into Webmaster Tools. But I used interchangeably them two. But between Google Analytics and Search Console, you can get a lot of data about where your position of your business is and all sorts of things, where your website's showing up, what searches your website's showing up for, and lots of times that can actually give you ideas for keywords. The first thing I'll ask for whenever I take on a new client is, can I have a look at, like, sort of, can you add me to your Google Analytics? And lots of times I'll get like, sort of, yeah, no problem. Other times I can get, what's that? And that's usually when I start banging my head on the desk. But because if I haven't got the analytics to work for, it makes life so much more difficult. And obviously, when you first connect it and stuff like that, you're not going to get a good range of data. If their website's been up for the last 5 or 6 years, I'd have had a host of data to work at and have a look and see what I can play with. If it's been up 5 or 6 years and then they haven't been connected to Search Console and haven't been connected to Analytics, when I connect it, it all just starts from that one day. So the quicker you can get onto Google Analytics, the quicker you can get onto Search Console, the quicker you can start learning some stuff. Now, I've had a look through all my sites, and I found one that's like sort of not connected to Google Analytics, so I'm going to show you how to connect it. It's not connected to Search Console either. Basically, it's one of my Duff sites. It's just a site I use for playing with. And that's it really. It's just like, so there might be some traffic to it, I don't know. To be honest, it's just something I play with. But to get into either of them, obviously, it's a Google property, you need to have a Gmail account. Now, you guys, you probably be doing your own business, so therefore you can have a Gmail account under your name, and you can connect your account to it. If you are doing multiple, like sort of businesses, multiple websites, then I would say have personas who are looking after your website for you, which is what I've got here, which is why that picture up there is not me. Basically, I have a persona for each different website. There's reasons behind that, which we might go into on another training session, but not on this one. So, log into Google, into your Gmail account, type in the search bar Google Analytics, and obviously the first thing that comes up is Google Analytics Solutions. Okay, so if we click on there, go to sign in, and you want Analytics Tag Manager, all the rest of them are all for other sort of things, but again, we can go through them at later dates. So Analytics. Now, because I haven't, not quite sure what happened there, but Google's having a dicky fit. Okay, so I'm not in Google Analytics. So basically, I need to sign up for it. So it's as simple as, please your phone, come on Google, stop playing. So you give it an account name. That's the name of the website. So website name, dyslexic fingers. Okay, industry category, no, I don't really care. What should we go for? Oh, I'll go for home and garden. United Kingdom, obviously wherever your business is located, you can stick it wherever you want. Leave that, don't care about them. You can tick them, you can leave them on, doesn't really matter. So now you get a tracking ID. Obviously you've got to go through and accept all of Google's terms and conditions that they can spy on you and do what they want with you. Okay, and then eventually you will come through and get a tracking ID. Now that there is your tracking ID. Now it depends on what you've got on your website, and I can't actually remember what's on this one because I should have checked before I did this. But some of you will have plugins which you can just put that tracking ID in and it will actually work. Others you will have to put this script in, okay, and you put that in your head section. Now I'm not sure what 10 times got on. Should have really checked, but never mind. I'll show you. No. Oh, because it's in through. Just going to pause this a minute while I get logged into this website. Okay, I've got back in there. I forgot I had this one set up on something completely different on one of my sites where I can manage them all together, and it logs in differently. Okay, so we're at the dashboard. So we're putting the code in. So all-in-one SEO, if you've got that installed, I think. Methinks. Come on. Yeah. You could put the code in there, as it says, additional front page headers. Yeah, that's all right, but it's only going on the front page. Obviously, analytics, you want to track on them all, so you'd have to put in additional front page headers, additional posts, and additional page headers. You'd have to put in 3 times. So that's not really very good. There is a plugin, I don't know if it's installed or not, which is absolutely brilliant plugin. I use it, you know, once I found it, I've started using it on most of my sites. And it's not. So, in case you don't know, adding a plugin, add new. Bit of a bonus exercise here. I think it is called. Yes, there we go. Add functional header and footer codes. So we'll just install that. And then activate. So what this allows you to do, and you go into settings, header and footer code, allows you to put header code in which is site-wide. So on every page, on every post, this will get put in, which obviously is what you want for your Google Analytics. You can also put footer code in. So if we go back to our analytics, copy this piece of script, go back to there and paste it in. Oh, that's not going to work. So that's now in there. Obviously we're going to save changes. But the other reason I like this is because if I go into a page and do add new, I can put stuff in the header and the footer. Yeah, so I can put like sort of, you know, schema and stuff like that in here, which will optimize this page even better. Okay, so it's a good little plugin. You know, add Funker header footer, ideal for like sort of, you know, if you want to play with stuff like that. It's stuff what really you should be having in. You should be having stuff in your header code, you know, which tells Google what everything's about. Well, I'll go over schema on another day. So we've got that in now. So that now is linked. So we can say, yep, done that bit. So that's basically us now connected to Google Analytics. Okay. However, when we go into reporting, because we've just connected to Google Analytics, we've got no data. Like I said, one of the things I like looking at, when you get lots of data in here, you know, you can watch in real time as people on it, you can have a look at the audience, you know, which is what we're on at the moment, which is like the overview. Sessions, as it says, it's the period of time of users on your site. Users, obviously, users, page views, number of pages. Pages per session, so it's what's the average number of pages somebody will look while they're on your site. Session duration, how long they're on your site for, average. Bounce rate is the one you need to watch for. Bounce rate needs to be low, not high. If you've got like a 90% bounce rate, that means most people are actually coming then going. Yeah, that's excuse me, that's bad. You also look at things like demographics, which will tell you the age and the gender of people who's on your site, their interest, their geo, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff you can pick up from it. Well, I like looking at acquisition, because in acquisition you get all your traffic. So you can have what channels they're coming in from, are they coming from social media, are they coming from, obviously there's no data on here. I might pause in a bit and have a look, see if I can use one of the other sites which has got a bit of data and maybe just obliterate some of the stuff. But you know, if you're using AdWords, you can look at your campaigns and see what's going on. And Search Console is the one I use. And this is one which is going to, you know, you can have your landing page, so where's people landing on? You know, because sometimes what you might have is people are coming into your site and say landing on one page and hanging around for a bit. And then you might have people who come and land on another page and then just going straight away. So you then know to optimize that landing page for, you know, it's obviously not relevant for what people land on it for. But the one I look at is, well, one of the ones I look at is queries. That's going to tell us that Search Console is not enabled. Okay, so I need to set up Search Console data sharing. So we go to Search Console first. That's what I'm in. So Google Search Console, add a property. Again, this is something that you should have your website in anyway, because you can get loads of, you know, it helps get it indexed and everything through Google. I've done something that not what a good idea. Do that. That's better. So continue. Okay, so again, when you go into Search Console, you're now going to have to verify that you own that property. Okay, so again, this is where your header footer comes in, because you just download the HTML tag, copy it, go across to there, go to your header footer code, go to the bottom, create a new line, post it in. Okay, Obviously make sure you save your changes, otherwise it don't work. Just check it, it's saved it. So go back to there and just click verify. I have just copied it in. Don't you just love it when you're on a shit like this and it don't work? Site-wide header code, meta name, Google reviews and content path. I had to save it, didn't I? Right, I've saved it. The amount of times I have done this and it has worked first time. The first time I do it on video and it don't work. Okay, I'll work differently then. I'll verify that. Why is that? No, okay. Now in twice. In fact, let's have a look. Sorry about this, guys. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but it's it's there. It's definitely there. Google, you're lying again. Oh, finally it worked this time. Okay, so after that little okay, so we are actually in now. So that's it, we've got that. So what we can do now is go back to here and set up Search Console data sharing. So this takes you into your admin, into your property settings. And we go down, it's not very intuitive how to do this because it's all just little bottom. You have to scroll all the way down, it doesn't give you any hints. So you have to scroll down to the bottom, adjust Search Console and hit the tiny little edit button, not hit and done. This tiny little edit button, which will then take you into 10th tile. You haven't verified any sites. I just have. I just have verified some sites. Now I'll just add it again. Don't know what's going on with Google now, but it's not playing. Oh. So when you're doing stuff and everything starts going wrong, don't think it's just you. It does happen to everybody. Right, so verified it. So what are you on about then? Okay, so finally we're getting through to this bit. It will ask you to submit a sitemap, which is always a good idea. Loading 10 timers, got one. There we are. Don't need that. That one. How do you go to sitemap? Oh, no, it's video sitemap. Let's just see if I've got a sitemap installed in this. Oh, yeah, no, that's excellent. I've got delegate. Just enable that. Okay, so basically that's going to enable a sitemap for you. Just so I can show you basically how to install a sitemap. So XML sitemap. What a sitemap does is basically it indexes all or lists all your pages like a map book, and when you put it in, it allows Google to actually search it, and it just helps. Okay. So where's it gonna? So that should be meetings. We'll try it anyway. Okay, so if we go back, get rid of that tab into here. There's no sitemaps. So all you do is you just go into add test a sitemap. I'll just copy the whole string, but you don't need the whole string, you just need that end bit. And just put it in there. Just copy that end bit now. Just do a test. New test results. 12 pages submitted, that's good. Close the test. So this time I can now paste that and say submit. What? Paste. Submit. Right, so it's got it. And it's already brought some stuff back for us, which is good. So let's see if we can actually get it. So now I've got that on. Let's see if we can actually get this working. So we click on done. Hey, that comes now. When you click on done, this is what should come up. You just highlight it and click on save. Add association. Okay. And it's now added as an association. So now when we go back into our analytics and go back into reporting and scroll back down to queries, we get into queries. I'm just going to pause the video a bit again. I'm going to have a look in some of the other analytics, and I'll see if I can show you some data without actually sort of giving too much away. Okay, 2 ticks. Okay, so I'm back on here. Basically, what I've got here is one of my other sites. Now this is actually a live site, which, you know, as you can see, it's not a UK site, it's actually in New York. Well, it's an American site which I'm doing stuff for. So as you can see, it's getting 634 impressions from 24th of October to 23rd November. It's just a new site, it's not really ranking as yet, as you can see by some of the the average position on the side. But the thing to look for, because this is in my business account, that's why the monthly search volume and cost per clicks in the UK, just ignore them. So impressions are how many times your page is showing up for searches. So if your page is on page 2 and people go to there, it will come in as an impression. Obviously if you're on page 1, you're going to get more impressions. So we just search that by impressions, which I think it is. Okay, so like I say, I can see at a glance now what is the most searched keyword. So not set, but then you've got this locksmith Tonawanda, New York. Now I know for a fact I haven't got a page which is actually targeting Tonawanda in New York. But there is 38 searches. There's been 38 searches so far up this month, which is actually which has been from there, and that's the keyword what to put in. So that's telling me I need to put in a page for Tonawanda. Okay, and also I'm actually ranking. Well, so I'm not quite sure how I'm getting on 38. If I'm ranking, the average is 120. I think it's rather strange, but again, we are talking about Americans. Find a local locksmith. I've been impressing 17 times, and I'm in position 41. Well, I'm not quite sure how that works. But this is why I like the data like this, because I can then pick out for a client what are going to be the best ones to search for. Because if we take this and go to Keyword Planner, now because I'm logged into my business account, it's like my manager account, I can get all the search volume and everything, which you can't. So well, first off I'll remove that and go in United States. So we just pick the United States. So I won't go too niche and go down to New York. I'll just do the whole of the United States. Save that. Drop that in. And do get ideas. That's more what I expected actually. Locksmith Tonawanda gets 40 searches a month. I was expecting to come back as none. Yeah. Interesting. But there's other things, you know. Let's have a look, see if I can find something else. Because a lot of times when you're using the keyword planner, it lies. Yeah. Because I was expecting Locksmith Tonawanda to come up with 0, to be honest. Impressions. So emergency locksmith Corning. So I've got 10 impressions this month. Like I say, I'm at position 50 odd. So So I would assume there'd be a lot more than that if I was higher up. Yeah, as I thought. So emergency locksmith Corning has got, according to Google, has got no searches. But I would probably bet that if I logged in as a New York area and I started typing in emergency locksmith, that the Corning would come up. Yeah, because that's one good thing to find out what your keywords are. If you type into the Google Search Console, where can I go? Not this one. If you start typing in, comes up emergency plumber, emergency vet, emergency dental. Don't want any of them. I want emergency locksmith near me, locksmith NYC, locksmith Chicago. Obviously knows what I've been searching for. Emergency locksmith DC, emergency lock, emergency lockout. So these are all keywords which basically Google are telling you there's people searching for them. Now if you put some of these into Google Keyword Planner, it will say there's no searches. If there's no searches, why are they in the list? There must be searches, because otherwise it wouldn't be in this list. Okay, so take what Google says with a pinch of salt. I know, this keyword planner is basically for AdWords, and that's what it's based around. It's not for looking at like sort of SEO terms. There's a lot more different keyword planners and things like that, and that's something else I'll go into on a later date. Another little video I'll do for you guys. Some of the better keyword planner tools to look for. So that's a brief introduction to Google Analytics, Google Search Console. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, let us know in the group. If you haven't, let us know in the group. I'm a big boy, I can take criticism. Obviously, the more you tell me about what you like, what you didn't like, I can sort this out and I can make it better for you guys. Okay? Catch you later.